Imagine this: bright lights, a buzzing studio, the unmistakable tension of a trivia showdown. But this isn't just any quiz show. This is a YouTube edition of Jeopardy, where viral moments become clues, creators become categories, and every answer hides a story you probably didn't know. And just when you think you've got it figured out, something unexpected happens. Let's begin. Category: Creator Cameo Clues. For 200, a calm voice introduces the clue, and suddenly, a familiar face appears. It's Sean Evans, but this isn't his usual setup. No table of wings, no lineup of sauces. Instead, he's delivering a clue. He says in a viral video titled "This Oscar winner sobs in pain while eating spicy wings." She wailed, "I feel like I'm going to die." And what do you mean? You can almost hear the panic in that moment. It wasn't acting, it wasn't scripted, it was real. The heat, the shock, the chaos, and honestly, that's what made it unforgettable. But what made this moment explode across the internet? A contestant buzzes in. Who is Jennifer Lawrence? Correct, that's Jennifer Lawrence. An Oscar winner, completely defeated by hot sauce. And in that moment, something interesting happened. A polished celebrity interview turned into pure, unfiltered chaos. You could almost feel it through the screen.
There's something fascinating about watching someone famous lose control. Not in a dramatic way, but in a very human way. And that's what made that clip so powerful. It wasn't just about spice. It was about vulnerability. And that theme keeps showing up again and again. Category: YouTube. For 600, another creator appears on screen. It's Simone Giertz. She smiles, almost knowingly. Back in the day, on YouTube, I got my name as the queen of building these machines. Machines that don't quite work, machines that fail, machines that slap you awake. She continues, not like Wall-E, but malfunctioning ones that badly apply lipstick. You can already picture it, lipstick everywhere, precision completely gone. But somehow, that's the point. A contestant answers, what are robots? Correct? But not just robots. Terrible robots. And that's what made Simone stand out. While everyone else was trying to build perfection, she embraced imperfection.
There's a strange kind of brilliance in failure. Because when something doesn't work, you pay attention. You laugh. You remember it. And in a platform driven by endless content, being memorable is everything. But what happens when creators go from quirky experiments to global empires? For 200, on our channel we interviewed this creator, a name that almost doesn't need an introduction anymore. Real name Jimmy Donaldson, with over 470 million subscribers. That number alone feels unreal. He talked about his reputation and ethically sourcing his Feastables brand. A contestant answers quickly, who is MrBeast? Correct, that's MrBeast.
But here's where it gets interesting, because success at that level isn't just about videos anymore. It's about responsibility. Scale, impact, every decision matters, from what you promote to how you build your brand. And sometimes even the smallest detail becomes part of the story. For 600, now it's Kareem Rama. I've built a following of more than 900,000 subscribers. That on my show, Subway takes where guests defend controversial opinions, while speaking into a microphone taped to something unexpected.
And here's the twist. That microphone is taped to something that was retired in 2025. A small detail. But somehow it matters. Because it anchors the show in a specific place. A specific culture. A specific moment in time. A contestant answers, what is a MetroCard? Correct. The New York City subway staple. A tiny object that holds years of daily routines, commutes, and memories.
There's something poetic about that. A simple code becoming part of a show's identity, and suddenly, it's not just an object anymore. It's a symbol of movement, of conversation, of the city itself, and just when you think things can't get more unexpected, they do. Category: smash that subscribe button for 800. Now we see Alicia Mee, bright energy, fast cuts, familiar YouTube vibes. I've amassed millions of subscribers. She smiles. through series like Vlogmas and Weird Food Combinations. And here's where things get interesting.
She describes testing unusual food pairings, things that shouldn't work, but sometimes do, and sometimes definitely don't. One of those combinations, Cheez-Its with this Italian hazelnut spread. You can already imagine the taste. Salty, sweet, crunchy, confusing. What is Nutella? Correct. That's Nutella. And just like that, we find ourselves back where it all begins. Experimentation. Trying something new, even when you don't fully understand it yet. Taking a risk, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Hoping quietly that something surprising might come out of it. Because at the core of YouTube, that's what it has always been about. Not perfection, not polished results, but curiosity. That simple question of, what if? Creativity. The urge to build, to test, to explore ideas that don't always make sense at first. And most importantly, the willingness to press record. Even when you're unsure. Even when it might fail. Even when no one is watching yet, you can almost feel that moment. Right before the camera starts rolling. That mix of doubt and excitement. But when you step back and look at all these moments together, there's one thread connecting all of them.
It's not just the creators, and it's not just the content. It goes deeper than that. It's the unpredictability, that quiet, invisible force that sits behind every video, waiting for the moment when things don't go as planned. Because that's where something real begins. It's that exact second. When control slips just a little, when a perfectly prepared interview suddenly turns chaotic, and the person in front of the camera forgets the script and just reacts. You can feel it. That shift from performance to reality. And somehow, that's the moment that stays with you. It's when a robot doesn't work the way it was supposed to. Not even close. Instead of solving a problem, it creates a bigger one. Instead of precision, there's chaos. And yet, you can't look away, because failure, in that moment, becomes fascinating, almost meaningful. It's when a creator someone you've watched for years decides to change direction, to redefine what success even means. Not just numbers, not just views, but impact, responsibility, legacy. And you can sense the weight of that decision. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it matters. It's in the smallest, most unexpected details too, like a simple object, something people use every day, suddenly becoming part of a bigger story. A subway card, a handheld mic, a familiar setting. And somehow, those small pieces come together and turn into something iconic, something recognizable, something that feels real. And then there are the moments that seem almost trivial at first. A strange food combination, something that sounds completely wrong, sweet and salty, crunchy and smooth. You expect it to fail, maybe even hope it does. But then there's that reaction, that pause, that surprise. And suddenly, it's not just about food anymore, it's about discovery. When you step back and look at all of this, you start to notice a pattern. None of these moments were perfectly planned. None of them followed a strict formula. They happened in between expectations, in the gaps, in the unexpected turns. And maybe that's why they stay with us, because they feel honest, unfiltered, unpredictable. They remind us that behind every video, every creator, every viral moment, there's uncertainty, there's risk. There's a chance things could go completely wrong. But that's also where the magic lives, right there in the not knowing. In the possibility that something unplanned might turn into something unforgettable. And when you really think about it, those are the moments people remember. Not the perfect ones, not the polished ones, but the real ones, the unexpected ones. The ones that weren't supposed to happen, but did anyway.
So next time you scroll through a video, just like you always do, maybe a little faster than you realize, maybe without even thinking about it, and suddenly, something feels different. Something unexpected. Pause for a second, don't scroll past it, don't skip ahead, just stay there, because that moment, it might not look important at first. It might not be perfectly edited, it might not have the biggest title or the most dramatic thumbnail, but there's something about it, something real, something unplanned. And that moment might be the one people remember, not just for a day, not just for a trend, but for years. The kind of moment that gets shared, talked about, revisited, again and again. It might be the moment that defines a creator, not their biggest video, not their most polished upload, but the one where something genuine broke through, where they stopped trying to be perfect, and just were themselves. And sometimes those moments don't even feel big while they're happening. They're quiet, subtle, easy to miss. A reaction, a mistake, a laugh that wasn't planned, a pause that wasn't scripted, but later, those are the ones that matter. Those are the ones people remember. And if you really think about it, every creator you've ever watched, every channel you've followed, every video you've saved, has at least one of those moments. That one clip, that one scene, that one unexpected second that made everything feel real. And here's the part most people don't think about. Those moments don't just happen to big creators. They don't belong to people with millions of subscribers. They don't require expensive setups or perfect lighting or viral ideas. They happen to anyone who's willing to press record. Anyone willing to try, anyone willing to risk that something might not go as planned. Because the truth is, you don't plan a moment like that. You don't script it perfectly. You don't predict when it will happen. It just happens. And when it does, that's the moment people connect with. That's the moment people remember. That's the moment that feels alive. So the next time you see something unexpected, don't rush past it. Take it in. Because you might be witnessing something before it becomes something bigger, before it turns into a memory, before it becomes a reference, a story, or even a clue. A clue in a game like this, a moment turned into a question, a reaction turned into history, something small becoming something meaningful. And now, after everything you've seen, after all these moments, all these stories, all these unexpected turns, there's one question left, a simple one, but maybe not so easy to answer. What would your clue be? And more importantly, what moment would make the world stop and remember you?